I don't know if you can tell, but today I have yellow brows on. I'm in a very yellow mood. You know, I broke out one of the yellow shirts. Am I having another yellow renaissance? I think I might be. Who knows? Hello Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. Today I match you with another shark review. There was a big gap between the first two shark reviews, and now there's not as big of a gap because I found something else that I want people to know about other than a cute little book and Frozen 2, and it is a new board game that I have. So in my What I Got for Christmas video, I mentioned going to like a kind of pop-up toy store kind of thing and getting the Pretty Pretty Princess game from when I was younger. And I also mentioned in like that video, in that like segment of that video, that I also bought like a game for myself, and the game that I bought was this game called Stupid Deaths, the frightfully funny game. And then apparently it says see the video at ugames.com/stupiddeaths. Ages 12 and up, 2 to 6 players. This game is hilarious. The frightfully funny game. It is frightfully funny. It is, I don't know if maybe you'll be able to see the board on the back, but essentially the board is a circle. You start down here, the Grim Reaper starts up here, and you get cards about people in history. Like Napoleon Bonaparte was one of them, and I forgot all the other names off the top of my head. I am gonna read you some of them. You both start at like different sides of the circle, you and whoever's playing in the Grim Reaper, and you get a card about how somebody died in history, and you have to guess if their death is like true or false, and it's like such ridiculous ways to die. You have to guess if it's true or false, and if you get it right, you get to move forward. But for every person who gets it wrong, the Grim Reaper like if, say you're playing with 4 people, if one person guesses correctly, that person moves up 1, but all the other 3 people get it wrong, the Grim Reaper moves 3 places closer to you, and you have to try to get to the other side of the circle before the Grim Reaper comes and kills you. So the concept of the game is pretty basic, but the freaking cards is so funny. What does it say on the back? Hold on. You'll die laughing. I honestly did. I was like choking. I was laughing so hard, and I gave myself a headache because like when I laugh, I scrunch up my face really bad, and I had such a bad headache like right here. So the back says, Charles Darwin was right. He proved that only the fittest survive. This game celebrates the stupidest deaths over the centuries. Players race the Grim Reaper around the game board before the Grim Reaper catches and kills them. Stupid Deaths is full of dark fun where players who are dead right win. Now, part of me was like, oh my god, sorry, ignore the like, it's the little game pieces. Is that considered a blooper? I didn't expect that to fall right on top of me. Now, part of this, while playing, I felt really bad for thinking it was funny because like that's some of the ways these people died was horrible. But at the same time, that's just it. They're so dumb. You get 2 stacks of cards about how people died. And they're the dumbest things in the world. I'm gonna shuffle these a little bit. Okay, so like I don't know why I shuffled them if I was just gonna start at the bottom. So St. Lawrence, born 225, died 258. I don't know if this is AD, BC, I don't know. Lawrence, deacon of Rome, was martyred for presenting poor, suffering worshippers as the church's true silver and gold to Emperor Valerian. He was grilled over hot coals, joking to his prosecutors, turn me over, I'm well done, and earned the adoration of cooks and comedians for centuries to come. Like, what? And this is true, so then if you guessed it true, you would move forward. Do you want to see the little cards? You know how in, like, different game shows and just, like, different anything, you get, like, the little true or false card? You get little true or false coffins. And that is an aesthetic if I've ever seen one. I'm gonna read you another card, too, because this is just the funniest thing in the world. Nigel Williams, born 1791, died 1823. Food allergies are well known now, but weren't in the 19th century. A Harvard University team identified Williams, a baker, who was the first known fatality from a fig allergy. Why was his death stupid? He had stolen the figs, then a rare delicacy in the United States from an imported tree. Like, that one's not as funny. Where are the funny ones? Why are some of these cards upside down? That one was false, by the way. So all the ones I'm grabbing here from the bottom are from when I played with my mom and my friend Nicole. because we kind of just stuck them on the bottom. I'll have to remember to shuffle these whenever we play again. But Baron Charles Mohun, born 1675, died 1712. Mohun lived a turbulent life. He inherited the title of Baron as a child after his father was killed in a duel. Charles went on to fight several duels himself and was tried and acquitted twice for murder, and was eventually killed in a duel with the Duke of Hamilton that left both men dead. There were funnier ones, and I'm really sad that the really funny ones aren't here. I'm trying to like read them as I go because some of them were really funny. This one is one I haven't read before. Let's see if this is hilarious, okay? I promise it's funny. None of these are really proving my point. The point of me doing this like shark review is to tell you that this is a really funny game, and for like family game nights, maybe not family game nights because I don't know how we feel about like young kids laughing at the way people die. But like I do game nights a lot with my best friends, and sometimes my mom joins in, sometimes she doesn't, but my group of friends and I love like game nights, and we love card games. I've done a like games you gotta play video and from like, oh my god, forever ago, and I'll put it up in the card over here. But like Clue and Gloom we all really love, and Gloom is kind of similar except you kind of make up the way people die instead of just knowing from different cards. So you should just trust me on this one. If you want something to laugh at with your friends, get Stupid Deaths. We're gonna read this card and hopefully it's funny. Dr. James Barry, born 1789, died 1865. Dr. Barry was a soldier and an incredible surgeon, the first to successfully perform a cesarean birth where both mother and child survived. After dying, he wished to be buried without undressing. His wishes to be buried without undressings were ignored. His secret discovered. Oh! Margaret Ann Bulkey had lived as a man for more than 60 years. Oh my god! Trans queen! Trans king! Trans king! That's not funny. That's fucking amazing. Look at you. I was gonna say, that's not a stupid death. That's just amazing passing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That's like, I feel like I should remove that one because that's not a stupid death. That's really cool, actually. Stephanie Thomas, born 1940, died 1964. Actress Stephanie Thomas was best known for modeling on a poster for the 1964 James Bond film Goldfinger. She was painted in gold from head to toe, later dying from lead poisoning from the paint. That's not funny, because women in Hollywood and, like, entertainment professions like that get abused all the time. That's not funny. Don't judge me, okay? I'm a bad person. Dan Anderson, born 1888, died 1920. An acclaimed author in his native Sweden, Anderson died from hotel cleaning. He was staying in a Stockholm hotel that had used hydrogen cyanide to clear infestation of bed bugs. The staff neglected to air out the room afterwards, and Anderson and another hotel guest were poisoned. I'm getting mad because the ones I'm reading aren't funny. I promise you, when I played with my mom and my friend Nicole, that we were laughing really hard. And they weren't like horrible, like offensive deaths. Like being poisoned by lead because you were painted in gold. Like that's horrible. But some of these were so it's like stupid. Literally the most ridiculous way you could possibly die. Like the duel thing, like your father died in a duel, so you participated in duels your whole life, and then you yourself died in a duel. Like, that's kind of dumb. This isn't a good review. I'm sorry. I'm trying to prove a point, and it's not really working out. Let me see if the other one... Oh, this one made me laugh really hard, mainly because of the guy's name. If you know, you know. Johnny Ace, born 1929, died 1954. Johnny Ace was popular and successful rhythm and blues singer in 1950s America. Between sets at a concert in Houston, Texas, he was playing with a pistol that he believed wasn't loaded and accidentally shot himself in the head. And it is true. So, Marshall Carter, born 1895, died 1932. Carter's wife knew her husband had an allergy to insect stings. She was also aware he was cheating on her. Therefore, she deliberately released several wasps into their bedroom one night. Marshall and his wife were both stung, but only he died as a result. She was later found guilty of murder. Now that one is false, and it's not funny, but it's a good idea. This is one that I like drew and read, and this one was really funny to me. Henry Tree, born 1904, died 1961. A heavy rainfall in Massachusetts had soaked the fallen leaves on the ground. Henry slipped, banged his head on the sidewalk, and died from his concussion. It was sad, but an unremarkable death. But for the headline, Tree killed by leaves. I think that's funny. Gareth Jones, born 1925, died 1958. While starring in a play titled Underground, British actor Jones was struck dead by a massive heart attack. The play was being broadcast live, so the cast improvised their way to the end without a major character. After all, the show must go on. That one's funny. I'm sorry, because when I read that one, I pictured like high school theater and how absolutely ridiculous like some of the conditions of like students having to act and continue being like crew members were. So that one's funny to me because just a dude just drops dead on stage and everybody's like, ah ha ha. Yes. Anyway, so as I was like continuing the scene, that's really funny to me. Okay, so maybe this shark review wasn't a great one. Maybe it says more about me being a terrible person than anything, but I do find that game really funny. It might have just been because I was kind of tired, but I was like laughing hysterically at some of those. A lot of the ones I read today weren't that funny, but I promise you somewhere in there, there's funny cards. To me, it's similar to like Cards Against Humanity. Like some of those cards are absolutely like horrible, but when you're playing with your friends, and you're all aware that you don't actually feel that way about it, like the particular topics, you die laughing, and it's funny. So to me, this is kind of similar now that I read through a bunch of cards for you guys that weren't as hilarious in this moment. But I hope that you guys still go out and play this. If you like Cards Against Humanity, in a sense, I think you'll like this one. It has more of a board game structure than Cards Against Humanity does. But it gets hilarious when you're reading these cards thinking they're the funniest thing in the world, throwing down your voting coffins, and then realizing how close the Grim Reaper is getting to you. Because like I said, if you get it wrong, he doesn't move one up. If 3 out of 4 people get it wrong, he moves 3 closer to you. So it gets like, you get very panicky. It feels like a short game, as it kind of is. But you get very, like, anxious, and between, like, reading the cards and thinking they're the funniest things in the world, and then freaking out because the Grim Reaper's, like, gaining on you, it's so much fun, and I really think everybody should go out and buy it. I literally had never heard of this game until I saw it at that, toy store, and I wish I could remember the name of it. Whenever I go to the mall next, I'll, like, find a picture of it and try to remember what the store was called, but for real, you guys should definitely play this game. 10 out of 10, Sharky Chico approves. Yes. But anyway, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye! Oh, my hair is really soft today.